Hi everybody, my name is Hannah Burnett and I am going to be presenting on Primetime for Teens. So what is Primetime for Teens? This is a health campaign to decrease the number of teens interested in drugs, trying drugs for the first time, and ultimately becoming addicted to drugs. So what does Primetime for Teens mean? Like, where did I get the name from? The reason for the name is that during the teenage years, this is the prime time to start educating teens about the drug world and what it has in store for it. So some of the data I found is that teen drug use has shown that teens are more likely to become addicted to drugs if they start experimenting at a young age. This is due to the brain's prefrontal cortex. In this area of the brain, this is where decision making begins. This part of the brain does not develop completely until the mid-20s and even on into the 30s. For this reason, educating teens about drug use is very important so they do not become addicted to drugs. So for Alaska, in 2015, the rate of overdose was 12.1 per 100,000 people. That means for every 100,000 people, 12 of them died due to overdose of drugs. So to break down the statistics for drug use experimentation, I've made a little pie graph right here. This graph shows the 13.1% of teens that experiment with drugs before the age of 13. In the dark green portion of this graph, it is prescription drugs, and in the lightest green portion is marijuana. The numbers are broken down to the side, and the associated colors are located at the bottom of the graph. You guys can read on those. So who is my target population? As a large overview, my target population was Mountain View area. This includes any part of the Mountain View, and even portions of Muldoon. So to break this down even further, my specific location is Clark Middle School, and the exact audience are teens. So what exactly is our program? Our program is a web-based curriculum. From the National Institute on Drug Abuse for Teens website, teens will be able to go on and learn about how drugs affect not only daily activities, but their brains and possibly their futures. So on the days of education, which I'll touch a little bit on further, these teens will go to their physical education and health classes on the last Friday of each month, where they will sit down at a computer. These classes at Clark Middle School are roughly 40 minutes long. So for the first 25 minutes, these teens will go on to the NIDA for Teens website, where they are allowed to educate themselves freely using any of the programs available. Some of the available programs and activities are like videos, video games, there's speeches, there's any kind of interactive activities. So after those 25 minutes are over, the remaining 15 minutes of class are going to be used for a class discussion. What this means is all the teens will come together and they will sit down and have a discussion about what they learned. This allows for teens to vocalize what they did learn, as well as gain information that they may not have touched on. So that's a daily overview of what our program is. One of the details that I'd left out but I want to touch on is during the discussion time, the 15 minutes, there will be a police officer in the audience. He or she is there for two reasons. The first one is to answer any questions that teens may not have been able to answer on their own. The second one is for teens to be able to gain a sense of relationship with these officers, so they are not scared or they are not skewed away from the possible help these officers have on their lives. So to go back, there's going to be two surveys given during this program. The first survey will be taken on the first education day. I will give you guys the exact date later on during the timeline portion of this. But during this survey, the teens will go on during the first 5 minutes of their first education day and answer some questions on the SurveyMonkey program. This program is free to us, but the questions will be things such as, have you ever experimented with drugs? Do any of your friends do drugs? Are you affiliated with gangs? Have you ever seen a drug deal? Are you interested in trying drugs? Things like that. So then on the very last education day, the last Friday before school is out, these teens will take this exact same survey. This survey will have these same exact questions. The reason behind the same questions is we will be able to compare the two surveys to determine if there is any change. So, one of the initiatives for doing this program is to be entered into the drawings. So each month that the teens participate in education days, they will be given a ticket. These tickets will be placed in a drawing and the teens will be able to earn prizes. So like I touched on before are the two surveys. The survey comparisons are going to give us information on if there was a change in attitude towards drugs. If there is a change in attitude, so what I mean by that is if teens are opposed to drugs rather than for drugs at the end of this program, then that is a positive influence of this program. That is our goal, is to change teens' ideas of using drugs to prevent them from becoming addicted. So here's my budget. This program, for my pilot project, we were given $2,000. So to break this down, I have 4 different areas: personnel, curriculum, supplies, and school program cost. So quick overview. For the personnel, we're going to use the Anchorage Police Department employees, which are the officers, during our class discussions. The Clark PTA members, which will also donate their time to our program, will be in charge of going out and asking the community for donations for the prizes. The Clark Middle School staff members and teachers are going to be the ones implementing the program. They're in charge of running the class and running the discussions. So like I touched on before, the curriculum is free to us. It is provided by the National Institute on Drug Abuse for Teens website. Some of the supplies we are going to need are brochures for teens to take home. These will just include some information that they can share with their families. These brochures are provided at no cost as well from the same National Institute on Drug Abuse website. The tickets for the drawings can be found for $5 for roughly 2,000 tickets online. The prizes, like I touched on, the Clark Middle School and PTA members will be donated by companies around Anchorage for no cost. So that is no cost to us as well. So at this point, we have $1,995 left in our budget. The reason why we are saving this large portion of money is for the school program cost. This is a cost we do not know at this point. In order for us to have our program included in the Anchorage School District curriculum, there has to be a cost for the school district and the school. During the first semester of school, we are going to go and talk to the Anchorage School District as well as Clark Middle School and negotiate a school program cost. Having the $1,995 gives us a large portion of money we can put towards this. Any additional money can be used in future programs for this campaign. So here's the timeline I'm talking about. This portion of the timeline is what I included because I thought it was most prevalent to this presentation. As you can see, January through May is the spring semester of school. This will be for the 2019 school year. So the 5 dates I included are the education days. As you can see, January 26th will be the first education day. This is where the teens will take the initial survey. On May 18th, that is going to be the last Friday before school gets out, and this will be the final education day. This is where the teens will take their final surveys, and we will complete the raffle and distribute prizes to the winning students. For the fall semester, which would be the 2018 fall semester, this is where we will be going to the Anchorage School District and Clark Middle School. We will be going there to negotiate a price and find the information we need to be able to implement this program at Clark Middle School. If you would like to see that timeline, you can go to my paper, and there's lots more dates broken down for you. So that is my presentation. Here are the references. I hope that you guys have a strong feelings towards my program, and that I hope that it will help teens around our state and hopefully someday around our city and around our state. Thank you.